Hello, and welcome back to the next episode of This Is My Opinion. As the title and the shirt shows, this episode is about the infamous Star Wars. Star Wars was made a little over 30 years ago in 1977. Who would have thought it would become the icon it is today? It was made way ahead of its time. And yet still, the fanboys of today can't get it through their heads that it was made in 1977. Lucas had a vision for his story, one that couldn't truly be fulfilled with the technology of the time. Which is why he made Episode 4 first instead of Episode 1. As time went on and the visual effects grew, Lucas was able to make Episodes 1, 2, and 3. Then he added or changed some of the effects and events that happened in the original films. Almost everyone knows the biggest controversy in Episode 4 that was changed. Who shot first, Han or Greedo? It took me many years to find someone who could give me a real answer that at least made some sense, instead of, well, because it's the original, you're not supposed to change it. The slightly better answer I received was, it changes who Han Solo is. I can understand that somewhat. If Han Solo shoots first, he is a bad guy evolving into a good role. Whereas if Greedo shoots first, he is put into more of a defensive position and turns into a hero role right away. Some other changes that were made were adding more stormtroopers to the background searching for the droids, a longer extended scene for entering Mos Eisley with new aliens, and also the destruction of the Death Star at the end. Lucas didn't really change much in Episode 5 other than some visual effects additions. However, in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, he goes back to changing again. The music number in Jabba's palace added some new characters and changed a couple of songs. And another one of the more controversial things I've heard people talk about is they made the Ewoks blink. Really? This is what you're going to complain about. Another change that he made was the added party scene at the end after the Death Star, and also the yelling of no from Darth Vader as he picked up the Emperor to throw him to his death. Now for the final big change. This is the one that hurt me the most, and I have a hard time not complaining about this one. It's not really a change to the story, and it didn't take place until the last two renditions of the film that was released. That's right, it's because of this guy. Out of all the actors you could have chosen, I would have hoped that he would have chosen someone who can act with some actual emotion. And then to have him add his face to the ending of Episode 6 was just painful. But still, I can respect the reasoning behind why he did it. He wanted the ghost of Anakin Skywalker to reflect on when he was a part of the light side, being redeemed from the dark side. Anyways, back at the beginning, I mentioned that this was his vision. Not mine, not yours, but his. With all this condemning of George Lucas for his changes that he made to the original film, it drove him to sell to Disney. He even told the New York Times, "Why would I make any more when all everyone does is yell at you and tell you how much of a bad person you are?" Now, Disney may do a great job with Star Wars, and I hope they do. But in my opinion, it is not right for us, the general public, to berate George Lucas over creating his story the way that he wants it to be, no matter how painful it is. Anyways, feel free to leave your comments and opinions in the comment section below, and I hope to see you next time for our next episode of This Is My Opinion.